also requires that you do a research to know at what point, critical control points for your products, you understand? So at every point in time, for the big organizations, for the small and medium organizations, it is important that whatever we do, that we take food safety into consideration. Even for our homes, when we produce foods at home, it is very, very important that we take into consideration those steps. Because like I said, you may think what you're doing is right. The world is so dynamic. Take carrots, for instance.
But that's why I'm a bit baffled, you know, that countries have different levels.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we're all human.
Yeah.
So what's the thing with different levels of the same substance in the same product?
Okay, that's a very good question. The point is, some countries are more temperate than others. Why do we refrigerate our foods? For instance, if you want to preserve your food, you know, you put them in refrigerators. So, because refrigerating your food, cold weather is kind of good with our temperatures. And I'd like to, in addressing these issues, I'm more concerned about relating. I'm more concerned about speaking in simple terms that the layman can understand. That even when you cook in your kitchen, you know, so temperatures vary, climatic temperatures vary. Handling is an issue. Do you understand? Distribution is an issue. So generally, and that's why in food safety, even when you prepare food at home too, in food safety, it's one thing for you to put all your efforts into ensuring that you prepare the food in a safe manner, but handling also. So for foods that are meant to last a certain period of time, and they should, processed foods should. So you should put in preservative that will be able to help them. And then when you're doing that, you put into consideration your environment.
Okay.
You put into consideration, the handling and distribution.
So environment may be a factor,
yes,
in why we have different levels.
Definitely.
But like you said, the most important thing is for the consumer out there to be safe.
Yeah.
For the consumer to know, this is what I'm taking, and this is what it could do to me. Now you mentioned handling. I want to ask, what is the effect of heat on carbonated drinks, for example? Like you have a crate of something and it's standing in the sun. Is that, you know, could that affect what you are consuming?
Heat isn't even good for anything. Like even heat, if you leave your bottled water in the heat, do you understand? Even your bottled water in the heat is not the best. So those are the kind of things that we need to educate people about. So in food safety, should we, yes, in as much as some foods require heat to cook them, but for some other kinds of food, because of the constituents of those products, they should be shielded from heat. And that's where awareness is important. Okay, so that's just it.
Okay, so because I've seen some people, you know, maybe open a bottle of something and the rim has a ring or two of rust on it. And they just get something, clean that off and drink. Should we be concerned about that kind of behavior?
Yes, we should be. We should be concerned about such behaviors, and it is important to that's what I'm saying. There's a reaction, chemical reaction that causes those things, okay? And like I said, I can't go into all of those chemistry things right now. But basically, and that's why awareness is important. Because what we are trying to achieve here, and that is my point in all of this, what we are trying to achieve here is that the layman out there be able to understand, you know, food safety and how they can protect themselves. Okay, and in talking food safety, I didn't want us to, because so much has been said about what has been on news already.
That's
but
right.
Have we considered the person who buys akara on the road? Has anyone looked at those papers with prints, newspaper that used to, or ink that used to
which
wrap
they
akara?
use habitually to wrap akara,
yes,
and suya.
Exactly. Do you understand? And sometimes the environment in which those things are being prepared. So yeah, a lot has been said. I watched a program earlier today, and so much was said about this particular issue. But I just want us to talk solutions here, that when we are talking food safety, that's my passion. I like to talk food safety. I work with organizations, help them implement food safety management system. But then again, I believe that whatever, it is individuals who do these things in organizations, and whatever we do out there, we can apply to ourselves. We have to be safe first before we can apply food safety.
So in other words, what you're saying is that there's so much noise being made over just this one thing, whereas we have to have a more holistic view about what we consume.
What I'm saying is that people should be aware that food safety is a daily thing. It starts from yourself. Do you understand? You have to, even when you visit our markets, food safety is actually from farm. Do you understand? When you go to the farms, how did the farmers get these foods transported? Do you understand? To get to the consumers. And when you go to our markets, it can be very, we know how our markets are. You see where foodstuffs are being sold. You see where they put tomatoes, dirt, rubbish, and everything. And sometimes people buy these food items and they have dirt, mud stuck on them. How many people go home and clean this up very well? Do you understand? So food safety is a daily thing. I think awareness, do you understand? Awareness from the grassroots. Because we're talking about a problem here and we need a solution. Okay? Everybody's talking about this now because it is in the news.
That's right.
What happens tomorrow if something else happens? And what happens to the person who has diarrhea every day because they consume bad water, because they consume they don't know how to take care of the water, because they consume, they didn't cook their meals properly, because they don't know the food safety, the basics of food safety. So I'm talking like, yeah, you're right in that. I'm talking about food safety holistically. And I'd like to use this opportunity to be able to create awareness to people.
Okay, on that very fiery note, let's take a break. Stay with us. We're taking a short break. When we come back, you can ask your questions.
Thank you.